You know, I've always rated Phil Foden as a player, as I'm sure a lot of the footballing world has. I've always thought he is an immensely talented player that provides so much for England and Man City. But this season, the 23-year-old has taken the way that I and a lot of the footballing world sees him to new heights. He has been amazing and next to unplayable when he's on form, which he seems to be a lot this season. And with 11 goals and 7 assists in 25 games in the Premier League alone this season, he is becoming a top 20 player in the world. And this is coming from an Arsenal fan. I see Phil Foden as a world-class player. But how did this academy kid from Manchester City turn into one of the best players in the world and one of Man City's best players? Well, that's what we will be talking about today. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Back of the Net Jar. Hope you are all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, I had this video in mind for a while now, but that game against United, that performance in the Manchester derby was just so good. I just had to praise him for it. Taking a team by the scruff of the neck while 1-0 down in the derby to go and score 2 goals and flip the game on its head, handed Man City a 3-1 victory and yet another Manchester derby win. Such an impressive performance from Foden. Now, like I said earlier, when Phil Foden first broke onto the scene for Man City in 2018, or for the little minutes he played in the 17-18 season, you could immediately see that he was immensely talented, but I didn't really think much of it. However, in the 18-19 season, when the footballing world got to see Foden more for Manchester City, I was so impressed. Yes, he only played 1,032 minutes that entire season for Man City, but you could immediately tell off just that game time alone that he was an extraordinary talent. And as long as Pep gave Foden enough chances to prove himself, and they didn't just get rid of him like they did with Sancho, even though at the time, and looking back at it, Pep letting Sancho go was kind of against what he wanted because Sancho wanted to leave and whatever. You get the point. As long as Foden was properly developed in Manchester City, he would turn into at least a solid rotational piece for the citizens. And while not much was known about Foden, that 19-20 season is where Foden got his proper breakthrough with City, playing in 38 games in all competitions, scoring 8 goals and assisting 9 in his first proper breakthrough season. Phil Foden proved to be an extremely talented but also extremely versatile player in those 38 games. In those 38 games, Phil Foden played central midfield, played attack in midfield, played left wing, played right wing, even played striker at times, like he did against Real Madrid in the round of 16 second leg. Foden proved that 19-20 season the same thing that I and many fans have been thinking at the time, that with the proper environment, the proper coaching, the proper development, Phil Foden could become an extremely solid player for Man City and become maybe a regular starter for them. And the following season, the 2020-2021 season, was by far and away Foden's most impressive season for the citizens. Phil Foden played 50 games that season, almost doubling his minutes from last season. Phil Foden also scored 16 goals and got 10 assists in 50 games for City, helping them to secure the EFL Cup and a Premier League, while also making it to the FA Cup semi-final and the UEFA Champions League final, where they would fall short to Kai Havertz and Chelsea. But Phil Foden again showed so much progression from the season prior, and again as a player was showing all the signs of an extremely promising player, even though in the beginning of the season Foden and Mason Greenwood had that little Iceland situation. If you know, you know. But on the field, Foden was getting better and better. Season by season, game by game, he was proving himself to be an extremely talented and solid player for City. And the next 2 following seasons, Foden would go on to make 93 appearances for Man City, scoring 29 goals, getting 19 assists, and winning the treble last season with City, and looking like a blue chip wonder kid. Foden was an extremely highly rated player for Man City in England, but this season Foden has been all kinds of special. Foden has already played 40 games this season, and bar any injuries, he looks set to play the most games he ever has for Man City in a season. And Foden has already scored 18 goals this season, the most in his career. Foden has also already got 10 assists this season, one short of equaling his highest of his career as well. And he has been arguably Man City's best player this season. In terms of form and availability, I actually think Foden is Man City's best player this season. Foden is technically one of their best players, which is such a huge compliment considering the squad that they they have. Foden also has one of the best touches in world football, and I don't think that's an exaggeration, and he is getting better game by game. Foden is world class, and I'm an Arsenal fan. I prefer Saka over Foden, just barely, but Foden is world class, or at the bare minimum he is pretty close to it. He has been simply incredible since he broke through for City, but this season he has been the most jaw-dropping he ever has been for Man City. The versatility he brings, the technical ability, the football IQ, and the end product he brings to an already stacked squad is absolutely insane. For a youth member to break through in such a stacked club like Man City is such an achievement on its own. But not just to break through, but to become one of, if not their best players, is a whole nother achievement that not too many players around world football could ever do. He has been City's best player this season, and I can't help but expect him to just keep getting better and better. Phil Foden is extremely talented. Every time I see him play, especially this season, he just makes my jaw drop to the floor, and I hope to see him keep progressing, keep becoming a better player, because he is an extreme talent. But yeah guys, that's the video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about Phil Foden? Has he become world class in your eyes? Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.